All right, welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
And today we're going to talk about Gary's favorite subject,
Cats.
Labubu's.
Tariffs.
Tariffs on Labubu's.
Yes. Hey, so some very interesting things are starting to happen.
You are getting Labubu shipped to you from China, and they're really awesome?
Yes. My Temu orders are starting to move. I saw a headline earlier today about the Senate voted to basically reject Trump's tariffs on Brazil. And in the article, I was, it's McConnell, Rand Paul, Murkowski, and there was a couple more Republicans.
Probably Susan Collins would be on there.
Yeah, Susan Collins. There's a total of 5 Republicans that basically said, no, we're not doing this. And then they did it again they voted against Trump's Canada tariffs. And Dave and I were talking before we hit record. It's just like, I think right now the Republicans in the Senate recognize that these tariffs are going to hurt them bigly in the next round of elections. And Dave pointed out correctly that, well, it's going to involve Mike Johnson having to bring this to the floor for a vote.
just because the Senate passed it. Okay, great. Senate passed it. Now it has to go to the House of Representatives. They have to pass it. Then it has to go to Trump, who will veto it, and then you have to override his veto. So This is very good symbolic participation, certificate of participation letters that you get. Will it go anywhere?
And isn't the Supreme Court taking this up? Isn't this one of their cases they're taking up, is whether he can actually do these tariffs?
Yeah, I think it is. I do believe it is.
So,
yeah.
So to me, it's like the Republicans in the Senate, they're recognizing that, okay, we are on thin ice here. We got the government shutdown. The voters are pissed off. Both sides are getting kind of a bit of a finger pointing. But another headline I saw was basically by a 2-to-1 margin, the voters agree with the Democrats that the Affordable Care Act credits should be extended. Open the government up, extend the Affordable Care Act credits, and then, let's get back to work. And it was like 51% to like 26, 27% or something like that. It was a fairly significant percentage of
like 23% of this. So that's like 77%. So 23% of the people are like, I don't know what to do. I have no opinion.
Yeah, they're eating paste.
Yes.
So
you can't do a Ralphie imitation. So we'll stick to Bugs Bunny sidekicks and henchmen.
Are you talking about Ralphie from The Simpsons?
Yes.
Yes. I don't know if you realize that, but I made that the thumbnail for one of the videos.
Yeah, I've used that one a couple of times.
Yeah. So when we do these videos, Dave typically does the thumbnail and the title.
Because I've got the stream. I have the StreamYard account, so I can download it and upload it. So when you go to watch our videos and you see a Tarot by the Bay video or an old Twin Tarot video, that's all on me. That's all my mistakes, my errors, my faults. Gary had nothing to do with it.
But yeah, what I'll do is I'll take a look at what he's done, and usually it's fine. It was the No Kings poll result that we did 5 days ago, and we were talking about you're saying it's like the poll results. It was like 97%. Is Trump a dictator or is he a fearless leader? And 3% had no opinion. And your comment was they're too busy eating paste.
Pretty much.
And then I used little Ralphie Wiggum, Chief Wiggum's son as the thumbnail. Yeah, so it seems like they're getting the idea that tariffs are bad. The Affordable Care Act credits, those two things are going to hit them hard in the poll in the upcoming votes. And so Dave and I were talking that, if Dave just did a very successful video that wasn't a Trump health video, it was merely
Totally wasn't, but it was.
Merely asking the question if Trump is going to make it through 2025.
Yeah, it was based on Trump acknowledging that he had an MRI test. But the part I didn't really cover, which was interesting, I kind of missed it because I was eating paste at the time, was Trump saying that he took a test, a cognitive test, basically an IQ test, where he had to identify a giraffe, a zebra, and a penguin or whatever. And then, I want to see AOC take that test. I want to see Jasmine Crockett take it. You get 5, then 10. It gets harder in 25. And he's going on rambling about stuff. That's not an IQ test. He thinks it's an IQ test, and he's talking about how hard it was. It's a cognitive test for dementia, and I think they told him. I think they've been telling him it's an IQ test to get him to take it, because if you told him it was a dementia test, he wouldn't do it because I don't have dementia. What are you talking about? I'm brilliant. I'm smarter than the doctors, He would never do it. So they just tell him it's an IQ test. He doesn't know any better. He's never taken an IQ test in his life. And I think it's hilarious.
That is so interesting. And
it's on point, right?
Yeah, it makes sense. It's it's one of those little tests I do. Is like, okay, if you tweak things around and they start to make sense, then you're on the right path.
Occam's razor is what they call that. The simplest explanation is usually the right one.
Yeah, but in this case, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, if you haven't seen it, it's on the Tariff by the Bay. It came out yesterday, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yesterday being Tuesday, October 28th.
Yes. And we can even look at that a little bit in this one, because I think part of the problem is that Johnson has to call the House in to vote on it, and then it goes to Trump, and Trump's going to veto it. Yeah. And now, what do the senators do? Do they override his veto?
Unless he failed the cognitive test. That sounds like a great idea.
Do the senators override his veto? Because what this could be is testing the waters to see how Trump reacts to the whole thing. And it could very well be that they're starting to understand that this guy isn't long for this role. I was about to say this role, but this role as president. So they're not scared of J.D. Vance. So you might start seeing him standing up to Trump more and more, because he's only going to be around for maybe a couple more months. Mm-hmm. By around, I don't mean dying. I mean, that could happen, but we're watching him just sputter and fall through illness, through Alzheimer's, through strokes. The heart attack somewhere is lurking around somewhere. The guy is unhealthy.
Yeah.
And, again, bruising on the hands, swollen ankles, that's congestive heart failure. It could be, I should say, congestive heart failure. The drooping of the mouth, which happened a few weeks after he disappeared on Labor Day for 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. The MRI that he just had is right in the 30 to 45 day window that you would scan somebody after they've had a major stroke. And the drooping thing happened a few weeks after the Labor Day thing, which all indications him bouncing around on the red carpet when he went to go meet Putin. That's right side weakness, losing his balance and his center of gravity. I guess he stumbled and fell into Melania at one point. All the flagstones are there. You can just skip right on down the path and follow what's happening here. One guy I watched on TikTok who's got a PhD in like physiology and physical therapy, something like that. He says he's seen this in geriatric patients all the time. And he gives Trump about another 5 to 7 months to live from where we are now. He played that 6 to 8 months was his prediction a month ago.
Yeah, and the thing is, Trump wants to be the tough guy dictator type, and the strong man. And the problem is, if you want to be the strong man, you can never show weakness.
Nope, can't show that you're sick because then the other wannabe dictators come in and finish the job.
Yeah.
Putin knows all about that.
So let's take a look at the energy around the Senate vote on the tariffs. Just see what they're thinking, because do they see weakness, and are they trying to kind of hedge their bets because they realize that with these policies and no Trump is going to equal disaster in the elections.
Hey Gary, I'm going to go refresh my drinks. I'm going to mute myself. You're going to be on your own here.
Okay.
No, you won't get any comments from the peanut gallery.
Okay, that would be refreshing. Okay,
I know, right?
Yeah. Foundational reading is the world. Okay, so the world is the end of the cycle. We're completing the cycle here. Right, Dave? He's gone. I've got you all to myself. Hi, everyone. How you guys doing? I hope you're having a great day. Not David is here. Hey, and by popular demand, I want to share something with you. I may have to somehow get this over to David, but what we've got here is not Gary. it's a little white washed out, but he's got his guitar and he's got his beer and he's got a white kitty cat too. So those of you that were wondering if David should have a not Gary, here he is. Anywho, so let's get back on with the reading. So what's the energy around the Senate and what they're doing with these tariff votes? Okay, so we got the world card. It's the end of the cycle. They're seeing that things need to come to an end, or this could also be the tariffs because they impact our relationships with our allies and our trading partners across the world. The challenge is the wheel of fortune. Karma is a bitch, and it's coming. And they don't know how much longer he's got, but they know that wheel's spinning and it's going to stop spinning soon. Underneath it, you got the Three of Cups. This was celebrating Trump's victory, celebrating all the great Project 2025 madness that they've been subjecting us to. They've been enjoying the fruits of Trump's victory. Or it could be they're celebrating that he's going away because he's making their life misery too. That could equally be that. It's just that in all the political readings we've been doing, this has been, unfortunately, the Republicans celebrating the victory. This could be the Republicans celebrating that he may be going away. Hey, you're back. In the past, we've got the Judgment. Basically, as Dave was mentioning, there's all these flagstones out there showing us what's going on. And it's time, I guess in the Senate now, they're feeling it's time to stand up. That spinal growth may finally be happening. I mean, it's getting crazier and crazier. I mean, he's blowing up more ships, Venezuelan ships, and claiming they're drug runners without a shred of evidence. How many people has he killed? Boy, it's major arcana here. Good Lord. Current energy is the devil. They've chained themselves to him and his low vibrations, and Trump has chained himself to this low vibration. And they got, maybe they're finally thinking it's time to take off the chains. Overarching energy. So underneath was the Three of Cups. Overarching energy is the King of Pentacles. Trump is still the boss. He's still got the power. He's still got the control. He's still got MAGA. But the question is, how much longer? The lesson to be learned, Strength card. Jeez. It's okay. So the lesson to be learned is, and the thing that always strikes me about this card is the lion is supposed to be the strong and fierce one. But if you look at the card, the person who's being strong is the one that's showing kindness and compassion. And I think that the lesson to be learned here is that you don't have to punish your trading partners just because they have a surplus. You can work together if you feel that your trade surplus is not just. Work together. Be kind. Show strength, through harmony. Good Lord. And the outcome is the Death card. the end of the cycle is you got the world, the end of the cycle, and you got the death card. I think they know more about his health than we do, and they're seeing that he's not long. This is lining up perfectly with what Dave was saying earlier.
What was your question?
My question was the energy around why the Senate, the Senate's rejecting the tariffs. What were they? What's kind of the motivation? What are they thinking? What's the energy around it?
Right. Okay.
I think these senators are seeing that the fun's coming to an end.
Yeah, and one thing to throw with the King of Pentacles over the top, the oligarchs, the tech bros, they're probably like, okay, that was all fun and games. We all made our money off of this. It's time to start getting serious with our legislation again.
Yeah.
Basically the new overlords are here. Like the strength card. It's like, there's going to start buying their senators. With that's kind of where I'm seeing it going here. Mike Johnson, will he even, what kind of pressure is Mike Johnson under now? Because now that they're pushing it back against Brazil, Canada, we don't know who's next. I'm also kind of curious, why Brazil? What do they get from Brazil?
Coffee.
It could be something as simple as that. I know Brazil's a big beef exporter too, and they export stuff to.
And the price of beef has gone way up.
Yeah, well, that's why Trump is trying to get Argentinian beef up here. You've got that. Plus, I know that like pork products, I think Brazil was pork or soybeans. They're the ones who are making up the difference with China. When Trump did his first tariffs, China started putting in all sorts of agreements with Brazil in case Trump ever did this again. China wasn't going to get sourced out of their meat.
I think they did that with Argentina with soybeans too, because it was right after Trump pledged all this money to Argentina to help them.
Yeah.
Then they cut a subsidized soybean deal with China, and
which screwed the U.S. producers out. Yep. Which kind of tells you that they want. And JD Vance is part of an investment group that buys distressed farms and ranches. Makes them corporate farms, corporate ranching. So they're trying to put a lot of stress on farmers and ranchers and then buy out their land from underneath them for pennies on the dollar.
Great.
I could be wrong, but that fits with he certainly has a vested interest in it. Mike Johnson. Yes. Where is he going to find himself with this? Because now this is passed. There's going to be pressure on Johnson to take this up in the House, or is there? Let's see what's going to happen in Johnson's world. Page of Swords versus the Chariot and the Four of Wands. Nascent ideas. This could be Johnson's. He's not got much left to fight with. The Senate's going to start steamrolling him, and there's going to be pressure on him to open the House. There's not. In other words, I think what they're saying is with Mike Johnson, there's not much fight left in that dog, because he's going to get run over by the folks in the Senate. It's kind of funny because they look like senators, and my thumbnail is Roman senators for my reading tonight. In the past, you got the Sun card. Mike Johnson's let everybody know exactly who he is and whose side he's on here. The GOP in the Senate is now exposed. No, we know Congress is supposed to set tariffs. They let Trump have that responsibility, and now Congress is trying to take it back. Mike Johnson, that guy is fighting off so many things. The biggest one, of course, is not bringing Congress in there because they don't want to swear in the Arizona congresswoman so that they get the 218th vote for the discharge to release the Epstein files. Oh, yeah, and we have a government shutdown and everything else. So this is just another problem that he has to fight. His job is backbreakingly difficult. I think, again, the fight I was about to say, there's not much fight left in this dog. I really think he's exhausted here. Lesson to be learned. You at some point he's going to throw in the towel. He's going to throw in the towel. Trump's going to get trampled on, and a new day starts in Congress. And they're scared of MAGA. How do you keep these folks on board and not against you? Interesting. He's got a couple of pages here. I mean, what I'm not seeing a lot of is, not a lot of money interest. There's a lot of pressure basically coming from the White House. He's shown himself to be a very loyal soldier to Trump, but Trump's tenure isn't very long. Maybe I would assume what he is expecting is that J.D. Vance will value the loyalty that Mike Johnson has shown to the executive branch on the Republican Party and will work with him on that. But right now, Johnson can't vote on that because he's still protecting pedophiles.
God. So we both got the death card in our readings. Mine was the outcome, and yours was the lesson to be learned.
Yeah. Well, again, there's life after Trump, right? Yeah. You have to start looking at what does life in Congress look like after Trump is no longer a viable position to lead or dictate. That doesn't have to be his death. That could be 25th Amendment. That could be any type of health issues. That could be his brain turning to mush. I said tapioca, and unfortunately, several people said I ruined tapioca for them by comparing it to that. But yeah, you can't always play the short-term game. You have to look down the road. And at some point, Johnson's got to bring Congress back in, and that's going to be the political end for Trump. I think the death card is Trump's political final act, his coda, if you will.
Okay, because if Trump vetoes it, they need 2/3 of the House and 2/3 of the Senate to override the veto.
Right.
And so I'm just going to ask a yes or no. If Trump vetoes this, will they have a successful override? And maybe you could do a 4-parter on, how will the Supreme Court, what's the energy on the Supreme Court on this?
Those guys, those clowns. You don't really need to bring the camera down for a 1-card.
Oh, no, I was going to do a 4-parter.
Oh, you said 1 card.
Oh.
No, you didn't. Maybe you did.
Hey, I got something for you.
Oh, is that the Funko doll your kids made of you?
Yeah, that'll be the Not Gary doll.
No, you got to keep your Not Gary doll.
It'll be here. Okay, so will there be an override if Trump vetoes? If this passes both the House and the Senate, it's already passed the Senate, and it goes to Trump, and he's going to veto it. Will they have a successful override? 3 of wands. They're looking at what's going to happen in the future. Once again, if Trump's health is bad and there's not going to be a retaliation, they may go ahead and try and take their tariff power back. The main clarifier, you got the 10 of Pentacles. It's Trump's legacy. The old man. How long is the old man going to be around? They're seeing the crazy. They're not, don't believe everything you're seeing. You got heartbreak and betrayal. Oh, and the 8 of Swords, like their hands are tied. My gut feeling is they will not be able to override it. If it gets through the House and it goes to Trump, he's gonna veto it, and they just don't have the votes yet. Their hands are currently tied. That's kind of what I'm getting.
Supreme Court, will they have any opinion on that?
I mean, this should this should be part of Congress anyways. This shouldn't even be a question, except that we've got such a corrupt Supreme Court now that I don't know what to expect.
I think they're taking up this case, right? It's not like they're ignoring it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
they're taking it up. They don't want to, though. They don't want to take this up. They'll try again, just like some of the other ones we talked about. They'll try and figure out a carve out that, like the president can call for tariffs on it, and kind of like Congress can debate. There's something like it's like the tariffs are going to be like an emergency power. It's like they'll give him some type of emergency power where he can temporarily call for tariffs for like 9 weeks or some amount of time. I got
like 90 days
a pair of sevens in here.
Yeah,
that he could call him for like 7 weeks or something, and in that time, Congress needs to debate on those tariffs and come to a vote if they're going to implement them. But it's like he can implement like some emergency short-term tariffs.
Yeah, I think he actually probably has some power like that.
That's just it. He keeps declaring things an emergency, and then the tariffs are how he deals with the emergency.
Yeah.
I think they're going to continue. The Supreme Court will continue to uphold that. They won't look at these emergencies and say these weren't emergencies. Not going to rule on that. They're just going to say, yeah, he's allowed to do these things under emergencies, and it's Congress's job to basically assess the emergency and decide if there really is one and override it. So basically, they're not going to do anything to stop it. They're going to say everything's fine the way it is. There are systems in place to stop this. Trump can declare an emergency. A tariff can be a way you deal with an emergency. Congress has the ability to evaluate if there's an emergency and end the emergency, and then the tariff goes away. It doesn't. Congress still has the ability to do tariffs, but they can't do all of them. This is a workaround. So I think the Supreme Court's going to punt. That's my guess.
Yeah, maybe that's what that that Eight of Swords was, where their hands are tied. Because it's just like we don't have.
That Three of Wands could be that they wait for the Supreme Court to rule. Mm-hmm. Like they're waiting for the Supreme Court thing, and then they're bound by the Supreme Court's ruling.
Yep.
Oh, we couldn't possibly do anything.
All right, I think that's what we got. Nice 10-minute warm up into this.
Yeah, no kidding. Thank you everyone for watching this video and supporting our channel. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, if you like these videos, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell. Check your subscription status. Dave's only a couple hundred subscribers away from 50,000. Woo!
So yeah, go ahead and subscribe, get me to 50,000, and unsubscribe and send me right back to 49,800.
Yes, and then I will make fun of him.
Nothing more depressing than eclipsing some round number goal like that, only to have it last for about 5 minutes before.
Yeah, exactly. Just snatch it away from him. Hey, let's give a couple of shout outs.
Okay, who do you want to give a shout out to?
I want Kentucky Belle, also known as Michelle, made a very generous contribution to the channel.
Yet
Michelle,
again,
thank you so much for your continuing support.
You got the Knight of Wands. How many shout outs can a person get?
her husband, she'll watch it like at dark 30, and her husband rolls over and goes, "Are you watching the twins?" "Yes." He rolls over, goes back to sleep.
He's muttering under his breath.
And then
reminds me of the Marx Brothers, Gary.
Yes, sir. And then Kathy Lynn, also known as Dark Cat, also made a very kind contribution. There it is.
There it is on the horse.
That's right.
Her horse doesn't get carrots this week. We get a contribution.
Yes, we got the carrot. So KJ Blow 62. Let me read the comment. I literally don't know. I literally don't know personally a single person that is a Republican with 3 Ks or a maggot that is turned on Trump. Daily Facebook, they praise him like he's the best ever, and I'm in California. It's just nauseating. I had to quit following them so I don't see their vomit-inducing posts. I'm on Facebook maybe 5 minutes a day. I just can't anymore.
Yep. The thing is, I can get the cherry with them, and it will continue to be that way. The thing is, they quit him.
Yes.
So all you'll start seeing is that less and less of his posts. Like if you had 100 friends that were of the MAGA ilk, and you would see like 100 posts a month from these 100 friends supporting Trump, you might notice that you're down to 70 posts or 60 posts. It doesn't seem like there's much of a reduction because each post is traumatic and cruel in its own way. But likely what you're going to see is that less and less of them are posting up pro-Trump stuff. They'll post up some stupid outrage piece like, Democrats caused Charlie Kirk's death or something stupid like that, but they won't necessarily put out the MAGA stuff. So you'll still see craziness from them. It just won't be 24-hour or 7 days a week Trump stuff.
Yeah, it's there will be some that just simply will never admit that they've been lied to and that they were wrong.
My friend who posts up stuff on Facebook, the latest one he had up there was some girl on Instagram saying how Obama spent $350 million on an indoor basketball court.
Yep.
It's like,
Dave's like, did that really happen?
And at first thing is like, okay, before I tell them that they're completely nuts, guess what? Google's your friend. Did Obama spend $350 million on an indoor basketball court? No. All there were renovations to the White House. He repurposed a tennis court and made it an outdoor basketball court. And there were millions of dollars of renovations done, but it went through the planning commission and the normal process.
Yeah, the normal channels.
Yeah. And so it's like, I usually start off my post on him, stop getting your news from internet memes or Snapchat videos. He didn't spend $450 million on an indoor court. Here's the link. You can read it yourself. Now, obviously, facts don't matter to these folks.
Yeah.
They just don't. And giving them facts doesn't matter. I just haven't given up on him yet because I'm hoping that one day that coconut will crack.
Mm-hmm.
If you keep hammering on the coconut, it's going to crack. Or if you like the starfish and clam, you just keep the constant pressure, the clam will eventually open up.
Yep.
And then you'll spew your innards in it, digest it, suck it back in, and move on to the next one.
Oh, God. How about a card for the rest of us now that we have this great visual? The card
you have a choice.
Two of Swords. You have a choice.
Hopefully you can be the clam or the starfish.
Is it starfish or an octopus?
Starfish.
Starfish. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Patrick Star.
Dice. I can't do Patrick. SpongeBob.
I can't either.
All right, everyone. Have a good one. We'll catch you on the next video.
Bye.
Do you think her husband's asleep now?
Michelle's husband?
Yeah.
Probably. He probably rolled over a long time ago and fell back asleep. The problem is Michelle keeps waking him up because we make her laugh.
Let's do a little four-carder for Michelle on what does he think about this whole twin tarot business?
That's great. Do you want to throw it or you want me to throw it?
I'm gonna throw.
Okay, good.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, this is for you, Kentucky Belle.
We're gonna bring on Michelle's husband. We really think you have to be quiet though. We don't want to wake him up. Okay, here we go. Wait, I don't need to do that. Gary, I want to get Gary's reaction. This will be like one of those reaction videos.
Okay.
He can't stay. He's ready to leave. He's going to take his wife and kids with him.
He's on a boat back to Dreamland.
Oh my! Look at what he's got on his mind.
Oh dear!
You're going to wake me up. Oh, dark 30. Okay. What is he? He just wants some peace and quiet.
Yes, would you just take those two and take them away from me?
Stop giving him money. if anybody needs money, I got you. I got your boy right here. Can you?
That's right. Your loving husband there.
Exactly. Hello. No cheating on me with those twinsies over there. Although certainly Austin Powers would. Oh, we're not really whispering, am I?
That's right.
Japanese twins.
Twins, Basil, twins.
He just wants his peace and quiet. Maybe headphones.
Yeah, those noise canceling headphones. They work amazingly well. Laura will be sitting next to me with those things on, and I'll ask her a question.
Yeah, I can't hear a darn thing when those things are on. It's beautiful.
Oh, the things I've confessed while she's worn them.
Good job. All right.
Good for the soul.
This time for real.
Yes.
Good night,
35 minutes in. Take care, folks.